What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled What Makes You a Man? I think people are so concerned about money and sex that the other things that are very much so more important don't come into play. Your character makes you a man. And what I mean by that is, who are you when you're doing good, and who are you when you're doing not so good? Your manners make you a man. And what I mean by that is, we all as men, we have a good side, a bad side, light, dark, yin yang type of thing. But most men, you work on your manners. Because manners are important. Because amongst men, if you're rude, that's going to cause a lot of conflict. A lot of people think being quote unquote alpha is, I'm an alpha person, so I'm rude. Well, the truth is that you can be alpha, but if you rude, you're gonna get fucked up. That's being rude has nothing to do with being alpha. It's fucking being rude, right? But being able to communicate your point without and being polite and not offensive is what makes you a man. Your work ethic makes you a man. And what I mean by that is, sometimes in the type of work ethic you have, sometimes you got to go above and beyond, and you want to push and strive towards excellence. No matter if you're doing what people would consider something menial, or you were doing something that people would consider important. You take pride in what you do to the point where your effort is always respected, no matter what you do. No matter if you make a little amount of money or a whole lot of money, people respect your work ethic and your effort. When you said you're going to do something, you do it. And if you can't do it when you said you were, you make up for it, because you make up for the fact that you couldn't do it when you said you could, but you do it, and you do put a little extra something on it because of that. We forget about that, right? What makes you a man is your ability to lead, but also your ability to follow. Before you can be a leader, you have to learn how to take instructions. You have to learn how to follow, because you have to learn how to see a plan through that you didn't create, and you have to actually do that to the fullest extent. You can't be halfway in and halfway out because you don't want to take orders, right? That's what makes you a man. You're able to follow. And once you're able to follow, then you're able to lead. You grow into a leadership position. This idea that I'm a born leader, that's bullshit. You're not a born leader, okay? Nobody's a born leader. All leaders are groomed, period. If you was a born leader, you telling me before you learn how to speak, you was leading adults? No, you fucking wasn't. That's stupid. But you got to humble yourself to be able to wield power when you're actually called upon to do so. That's what makes you a man. Your ability to sacrifice. Life ain't gonna be fair, and sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice, and you might have to sacrifice some things that you really don't want to let go of, but it's for the greater good. You have to be willing to kill your own inner selfishness for the greater good of other people involved who are under your covering. That's what makes you a man. Like, what makes you a man is respect, and respecting other people and other people's stuff and other people's experience, and understanding that, everything isn't the way you came up or your experience, but you just gonna have to respect other people's views as long as they are reasonable. You don't have to respect things that are unreasonable, but you have to try to understand them. What makes you a man is giving. See, selfishness and manhood don't actually go together. Self-preservation, absolutely. Selfishness, no. Because when you're selfish, you're self-centered, you're self-serving, and that's too egotistical and too narcissistic, and you can't really, being egotistical and narcissistic isn't really a manly quality. But what winds up happening is it causes arrogance, and arrogance is a dangerous thing. Confidence is a great thing, but arrogance, dangerous. So, selflessness makes you a man. Skills. You have to learn how to do things. You have to have certain skills. You have to have a multitude of skills. Deductive reasoning, logic. You have to be able to be innovative and ingenuitive. Show a little ingenuity. Innovative and ingenuitive, or whatever. But you have to be willing to create. Your ability to create actually makes you a man, because you have to manifest something in this life that didn't exist before you came up with a plan for it. And you have to execute that plan to the best of your abilities. And that is, in some ways, your own internal rite of passage to bring something to fruition that did not exist in your life until you willed it and worked it into existence. And some of us have a difficult time with that, but that's just the reality of the situation. How can I say this? Some of the other things is truth. You got to be true to yourself and everyone around you. Sincerity. You can't be a man if you're lying to yourself and you're lying to everybody around you. You can't be honest. And if you say something to someone behind their back, that can happen, but you better be able to say it to their face too. You should lack fear. Because if you're willing to do something in the dark, you should be willing to say you did it in the light. A lot of guys can't be men because they want to do some shit in the shadows, and then when the light come on, nah. You have to be willing to accept the consequences of your actions, whether they be positive or negative. That's what's respectable about manhood, right? The other thing is you're going to have a plan. A man without a plan is worthless. He's not really a man because you don't have a direction. And when you're walking around aimlessly, you of no use to yourself. So you are of no use to the world because you can't offer the world anything. So you got to have a plan. And ultimately, you have to have self-control, because some in our rawest forms we could be very, very destructive and overly aggressive. So, part of being a man is exuding self-control, because you can't just do everything that your mind and body says to do, because it's not a good look, And I think for the most part there's enough things. I'm gonna stop here. Catch y'all next time. Like, share, subscribe. We out. Peace.